So you think you have a right to say that somebody is rude just because they're having overreactions to kids songs? Well, let me tell you something. Unlike the other tastes of music, which probably happen based on differences in instrumentation, where people might have taste for certain instruments mixing, or maybe resemblance, or maybe even being on key, well, to be able to handle kids songs, you have to have it in your genetics to be able to do so. You have to have the K genetic, and if it's not there, it has to be programmed in by a computer through neural physiology. If we think it's acceptable to have a person practice tolerating kids songs or retrying for every rude act, it denies the fact that it's not in that person's genetics to be tolerant of kids songs. It makes them feel punished for ever living in society at all. They end up never able to learn the concepts of music to be able to sing a song or play an instrument. They end up with no way to learn how to sing with their group in choir or in a barbershop music organization. And usually when those songs are playing and in a situation like with a special education school buses for the primarily wrong, the person will probably cheat and try to go around the time the kids songs are playing with their headphones tuned to their music station. The person will probably cause a breach at any volume, saying something demeaning about the music that's playing. Too many people get involved in the situation, and soon there's law punishments or probations or possibly restrictions. And then you have Hall of Shame in the final result, which isn't too good. But here's something else. If we took the time to believe that neurophysiology is the answer to repairing a person's ability to be tolerant with kids songs, it helps people learn about the genetic facts behind being able to tolerate kids songs and a way to repair the predicament. It makes people feel like they have a place in society without punishment at all. They soon have a way to learn the concepts of music to be able to sing a song and play an instrument. They have what they need to learn how to sing with their group in choir and possibly a barbershop music organization. And I think that'd be great, because then we can get more people able to have music around. The person will have no need to cheat or try to go around the time the kids' songs are playing with their headphones tuned to their music station consistently. The person will have no need to cause a breach at any volume where they'll say something demeaning about the music that's playing. There won't be too many people involved in the situation, and there won't be much to do with law punishments or probations or even restrictions. And everybody gets a medal in return, if you see what I mean. But here's something you need to understand. Just because you're the driver of a vehicle or the teacher in a class doesn't mean you have any right to make somebody tolerate kids songs or for any reason whatsoever. You gotta keep that in mind, because a lot of times they actually do have court orders to get their own music there in the bus, with or without the bus driver's approval. They can do that, and they have permission to do that. And it's not acceptable to have anybody practice tolerating kid songs for any reason whatsoever. If you do that, you're just going to end up having to pay for somebody else's year-long resolution plan, and then you're going to be in real trouble and real debt, and that would just be terrible. And here's something else. When it comes to the traditional birthday song, it's probably grown into a kid song over the years, and you know, there are a lot of people who do not have the genetics to be able to handle that song anymore, and it's really no good to try and make anybody practice it. It doesn't really bring back their ability to do it or restart it. There's at least 40% of us in the world have trouble with traditional birthday song tolerance, and I tell you one thing, they don't really have any need to change back to it. They do not need coping skills for it at all. And as a matter of fact, I think if anybody parodizes songs for people, they have a court order to do it, and without the traditional birthday song also, and that means no one is allowed to refuse it unless they have written permission. Anybody who practices rejectivity with is bound to be sitting in the police department and talk about what happens to people who try to mimic others' rights. In fact, I think maybe there should be an automated intervening machine there listening to people who do just that. Say, excuse me, you leave him alone about that song. How he acted is an allergic reaction. He doesn't have any control over it. Now knock it off, or it'll make the police come over and talk to you. That's just what's going to happen. And that's that. So therefore, you don't get to say no to somebody doing a parody song after the traditional one, and that's that. There's no reason for them to be refused. It's not acceptable, and so therefore, the refusal is a false situation, and it's just not going to be taken, no matter what you do say or do. And also, by the way, make sure you also read the YouTube that talks about the new Melody Guide monitor that's going to go in the stores. It tells you how it works, and it does the other part in being able to teach people music while the teacher does one part. Many of the schools that talk about music often do specialize in using those monitors to help you get to know facts about music too. Go ahead and try it.